Mo City Menis, and we back again, bringing the heat from the ring, from the streets, no matter what direction. We covering great fighting around this area and greater spans. Well, today we're here with a Jersey native, somebody on a rise. I don't even want to call him a prospect. I look at him as almost a contender, ready to do big things in a short span of time. To be only 23 years old, the man, the myth, the legend, White Magic, our guy.
Yes, sir. My guy. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate you having me on. Probably a long time coming. Should have done this a while ago. So
we in here with Vito Mielnicki.
Yeah.
Hey, man, sure. Appreciate you for doing this, Vito.
You.
Yeah, man. I know you from Jersey. I know you got your start somewhere around 7 years old. Mm-hmm. How was growing up in Jersey for you, man?
Growing up in Jersey was great. I mean, I come from a great family. Great father, great mother. I have great siblings, 2 sisters, 1 younger brother. Come from a really nice household. Just always seeing my dad go to work, break his ass every day, and make sure everything was all right with us. I feel like that's where I really got my work ethic from, learning from seeing him and my mother, always making sure everything was good.
That's good.
Never struggled, never suffered for anything, but always never had handouts, you know what I mean? Always had to earn everything. So, yeah, Jersey's great. I love Jersey. My next fight's in Jersey, so I'm excited to get back there for that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Jersey's
you
back.
You started off as a multi-sport guy though, huh?
Yeah, football.
What position you play in football?
I was running back and safety.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that was my shit.
So you was dropping the shoulders on people.
Yeah, football is probably, even now, like football, boxing obviously is what I do, but football is probably my favorite sport.
What you like about football?
I love the contact sport. I love just physicality. That's always been my thing. Like I tried baseball, I tried other sports, but like it was football and boxing. Only reason why I love boxing like more than football is because I feel like it's that one-on-one and it almost like
it's all on you.
It's all on me. Like if I'm putting in the work, if I do what I have to do, fight night, my work will show.
So you once upon a time was watching Floyd Mayweather versus Shane Mosley fight,
for sure.
And that's where you got the spark, the inspiration to chase boxing.
Definitely, that's when it started for me.
What happened in that fight to do that?
It was more of just like the whole scenery of like seeing like the crowd there, seeing like the walkouts, and then like just seeing the fight. Like everything around the fight just made it like exciting for me, and then like. To understand, like my family has a background of wrestling.
For sure.
Collegiate wrestling, high school wrestling. My father, my uncle was top wrestler in the country.
Wow.
And so one-on-one, like that's wrestling as well. So I never wrestled, but to see like another sport like that, even at a higher level and more probably. Wrestling's physical, but like guys punching each other in the face.
Yeah, of course.
Like I wasn't really like a kid that fought like a lot, like and like outside of the gym and all that kind of stuff. But just seeing that, like that for some reason that just drew my attention. I wanted to do it.
Okay, so
and like I don't think my parents, like when I first started, like they probably thought like, all right, we'll take him. Like my dad took me to the gym.
Probably was like. I give you a little free time trial period.
So look, there was like my dad signed me up for 30 days.
I bet you was ready to quit.
So yeah, I'm from Roseland, New Jersey, a suburb.
Okay.
And my father, he took me down to Newark. I don't know if you're familiar with the New Jersey area. So Newark, like a gym that was in the bottom of an abandoned church, and almost like so I was like 7 years old, just turned 7 years old. We get out of the car. My dad's like, yep, this is where we're going. I'm looking around like, yo, you serious? What are we doing? Where are we going here, right? So we walk down. My dad almost hits his head on the thing going down to the basement. And I'm looking around and I'm just like, I was in like a little shell shock.
Yeah. It's definitely a culture shock.
This ain't like familiar for me. But then like, so the first few days it was just brutal. Like I didn't want to be there at all. But my father, being who he is, he's like,
I paid for this.
I signed you up. I paid for this for 30 days. You're finishing this 30 days.
Yeah.
We're not, like, you're coming back here every day on the week, every weekday for the next 30 days. So I'm like damn. Like,
I got to do it.
I got to do it, right? So then, like, 4th, 5th day, everybody just, like, brought me in as family. and just started to really like fall in love with it. You know what I mean?
That's fire.
Yeah.
Tell me about Elite Heat.
Elite Heat, man. Elite Heat.
I've heard you speak on it before.
Yeah. So Elite Heat, really. So when I was a kid, I always put heat on the back of my trunk. So
Okay.
I had a pair of black and gold trunks, like almost like the most generic trunks. It said Vito on the one leg, and then heat across the back. And so then Wally Moses, Shakur's grandfather, who trained me from when I was like 7 years old, or so from when I was like 9 years old till I was like 15.
Wow.
Him and a few other guys had a small gym in Newark called Elite Boxing Gym. Mm-hmm. And then, so my father, we combined and made it Elite Heat Boxing Gym.
Man.
And then, we were rated like #1 gym on the East Coast in the country, bringing home national titles as a gym. Like usually people go, like they go as states to these national tournaments.
Right.
And bring back, like we were going as a team, like as a gym, and bringing home 10, 12 national titles. Like there was a time where Elite Heat, we were like, everybody knew, like we were throwing tournaments, like we were sparring, like you know where to go in Jersey and on the East Coast was Elite Heat. So, Elite Heat, home of the diehards, that was a saying. Ant McFall, rest in peace, Armani McFall, his son, he actually has the gym now in Newark, still open, still doing his thing. Shout out to Elite Heat. I haven't really been in there. I actually got to head over there and see what's up. But that Elite Heat, that's
somewhere close to your heart.
Yeah, for sure.
For
Definitely.
sure, man. Where in your journey did becoming an amateur, or even we can even go as far as to being a part of the USA team, cross your mind?
Probably like when I was, like, to know that I could do this at a high level, like probably like I was winning, like, so my first 10 fights, my father signed me up at 7 years old. My first fight was when I was 7 years old. They're really supposed to wait till when you're 8 years old.
Yeah.
My father, he changed my birth certificate, used whiteout, made me like an 8-year-old. I was fighting 8, 9,
10-year-olds
9, 10 years old at 7 years old. So my first 10 fights I won. I was undefeated. Then I lost like 2 straight. And then I went like on a long win streak, probably like a 20, 30 fight win streak. But then really like, at that point, you're only fighting like those like the 1 minute rounds, like
right.
3 1 minute rounds. So it's like you know,
you could do that.
Yeah, you could do that. Like I could go out and just throw punches.
Yeah, let your hands go for a minute.
Go for it. Yeah, but then like as you started to get older, probably like 12, 13 years old, I won tournaments even at a young age, but just realizing that like I'm like I'm good at, like, this is what I do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like starting to get recognition from I went into the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame at a young age. I got inducted into the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame like 2 or 3 times already at my age. So, but like realizing that I was
crazy,
like doing this at a high level,
even
at a young age, I knew that I could take it to like another level as well.
Man, so being a part of what was the process of being a part of the USA team?
USA teams, you have to go to, I think it was a state, regional, and then you go to the regionals, go to the nationals. I believe that's how it went at the time. But you have to win qualifiers, you have to win nationals, and then you qualify for the USA team. So me turning pro at 17, I only was able to get onto the junior team at that time. I was 16, I was on the junior team.
Right.
I never was old enough to go to the youth team because I turned pro at 17.
So even with that, tell me if I'm wrong. You got to be the youngest fighter to turn pro in Jersey.
Yeah, I was the youngest fighter ever to turn pro in New Jersey at 17. I actually, like a lot of other people now, are starting to turn pro at 17 in New Jersey. Mr. Larry Hazard, the head of the athletic commission.
For sure.
Great human being. He's the best. I'm so grateful for everything he's done for me thus far in my career. Him beginning my journey for me in the pros.
He hooked you up, though.
Yeah, for sure. So him knowing like my amateur accolades and like everything I achieved in the amateurs, he gave me that pass to turn pro at 17. And I was the youngest to turn pro in Jersey.
So July 13th, 2019. What day was that?
That was my pro debut.
For real.
The day before my father's birthday as well. So
how you feeling when you show up to the Prudential Center, right?
Yeah, it was
in Jersey,
yeah.
and you were native of Jersey.
Yeah.
And this your first day at work.
I was nervous just because. So there's background. There's a story behind it too. Like I wasn't even gonna turn pro. Like I fought in Spain in April of that year.
That's when you got robbed.
Yeah, I got robbed in Spain. That was my last amateur fight.
Uh-huh.
And I told my dad, I'm like, listen, I'm not doing this amateur stuff no more. Like until like I'm ready to turn, then we'll turn. Because it was just like a continue, like always getting like the other end of the stick of not getting my hand raised. Like I dominated in Spain. Like and just,
I looked it up. It's on the internet.
Yeah.
I believe.
So I was like, listen, I didn't play football. I stopped playing football in 8th grade. I broke my arm in like 7th, 8th grade, and my dad and I, my mom, we were like, all right, whatever. What do you want to focus on? I was like, boxing.
You had to pick one.
I had to pick one, which was unfortunate because, like I said, football is really like what I love. I love football, but it also took away like that high school, like not being able to play high school football. So at that point, I was like, I'm going into my senior year. This is junior year, summer, going into senior year, and I was like, you know what? Let me go out and play senior year football.
Yeah.
Let me go enjoy the season play.
The camaraderie of being with the guys.
Yeah, I knew, like, I just knew how talented I was. Like, even in football, like, I knew I would be able to go out there, even not playing for a few years, go learn the playbook, go work my ass off. I would have been the guy. Like, deep down in my heart, I know that. But, like, so I was training to go play football. I was lifting weights.
So you were putting on some weight.
I was
getting
putting
bulky.
on weight, getting bulky, like, drinking shakes. Like,
protein.
Yeah, so I was in a whole different, like, body form and shape in, like, at the end of, like, May. Like, this is, like, the end of May, almost beginning of June. So my father comes to me. He calls me. I pull up to the house after going to the gym. Meanwhile, I'm in the gym looking at myself in the mirror. Like,
flexing.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, we're ready to go play football. And then he's like.
No, you're not.
He's like. What are you doing? I'm like, I just pulled up to the house. Why, what's up? He's like, I got an idea. I'm like, and you got to know my dad and know, like, he
got ideas.
He's ideas, but he's crazy. Like, he thinks out of the box. So he's like, what do you think? July 13th, Shakur's fighting at the Prudential Center on ESPN. I could probably get us in there. What do you think? I'm like, Dad, I'm 185 pounds right now.
I'm a running back.
Like, what are you talking? Like, think about what you're saying. The fight is in like 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
I go, what are you talking about? Like, you sound crazy. He's like, no. Just think about it. Think about it and let me. I'm like, all right. So then I go inside and I really like sat down and thought. I'm like, that does sound like crazy.
It's a big idea.
Yeah, it's a big idea. But like, for me not to be in the boxing, like, I wasn't in the boxing gym for like 2-3 months.
Yeah, that's some time off.
So I go inside and I'm like, you know what? Like, and he came home, he's talking to me, he's like, think about the possibilities. We sell a lot of tickets. We sold like, I think 2,000 tickets. My pro debut, like almost 2,000 tickets, my pro debut, and put everybody in white t-shirts with my logo on it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, fine. Like, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm like, wait, but how about Jersey? Like, there's a law. You got to be 18 to turn pro. He's like, what? I'll see if I can get in touch with Larry Hazards to see what we can do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So started training like first 3 weeks. Mind you, it was only like a 5 to 6 week camp for my pro debut, something that I trained for my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm just almost rushing into.
It's a rush job on this one. Yeah.
And I'm not in boxing. Like, I'm breathing heavy after 2-3 rounds.
Because you're not in boxing shape.
I'm not in boxing shape. I'm in football shape. But people don't know it's a whole different.
Football is just anaerobic.
Yeah.
You know, some.
So whatever.
Yeah.
Come down to it, the 5th week. I'm like, all right, we're good. Like, they got me obviously the right guy, the right opponent. Me going there and
stopping them.
Do what I do. So it was like a minute. Just going back to what you were saying. So I showed up to Prudential Center that whole week doing ESPN interviews, doing news interviews. Big. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is everything I dreamt about as a kid and more. Like, so then, like, being around Top Rank, just doing what I had to do. And then the fight night came, and I'm just, like, almost living in, like, a dream. Like, it was, like, a weird, it slowed down in the moment, but, like, everything was moving so fast, too. And so we showed up to the arena. I had my cousin with me, I had my brother with me. I'm on the phone with my mom. Like, I'm in the back, like, and I remember, like, the locker room, like flew like that. I was in there for like 2 hours, but it like flew.
It flew by, yeah.
Flew by. Next thing you know, I remember walking out, and I remember Top Rank had this thing where like on the screen, like it was like an effect on the big jumbotron of like glass breaking, and like my name popped up on the big screen. Like I was in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I remember I got the chills. Like I was.
They got to do that.
I was like, this is it right here.
They
like,
got to do that. I mean, you 17 at the time.
Yeah, so I was 17 at the time. This is it. So I get in the ring, and it's a whole different thing. Like even in the back, like, I put my gloves on. I had 8-ounce gloves on. I'm like, yo, these are
real.
I was like, these are a weapon, bro.
Yeah,
like, these
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
a weapon.
This can hurt something.
But I'm like, wait, but this dude has them on too.
Yeah,
Fight has them on too, right? So getting to the ring, it was 1 minute and 16 seconds into the first round. Knocked him out. He was out cold, and place was going crazy. We had a little after party at this steakhouse. A lot of people from my town. It was packed in there. It got to like 12 o'clock, 12:30. Mind you, like I said, I'm a sports kid, always watching Sports Center. Mm-hmm. We're sitting in the steakhouse. They had all the TVs on. Sports Center comes on. Sports Center top 10. 10, 9, 8, 7 came up. 17-year-old from New Jersey, Vito Mielnicki, Sports Center. Yeah, and I'm like, like that. I literally was. It was like a dream. Like that was like that night, that whole week. Like I remember, I woke up. I had like 1,200 followers on Instagram. I woke up with like 18, 19, 20,000 followers on Instagram.
Are you like feeling different at school after? Because
I was still in school. It was just like a crazy time in my life, to be honest.
You became a celebrity at school.
Like, it was cool, but like I was always to myself. Like I had my headphones in the hallways, just doing what I had to do. Like I wouldn't even say I was a great student. Like I wasn't even a great student.
You was just at school because you were supposed to be.
Yeah, just at school because I was supposed to be. Shout out to all my teachers. They actually were lenient with me doing.
They understood.
Understood what I was really.
You was chasing
doing.
something.
Yeah, I was chasing something, and but yeah, that whole year was surreal.
Man. So you've at that point, I get it. You 17. You breaking records of being the youngest in charge in the boxing ring.
Yeah.
And you got your city buzzing, and you went on a run. Is there some type of rhythm that you had to get into to get on this run? Because you stopping guys, all kind of stuff going on. And granted, I it's funny how much you've done in such a short period of time, because you're only 23, right?
Yeah, I'm 23.
Yeah, right? So I'm talking to you as if though you way up in age, but you just really knocking these many things out. What kind of mental preparation does it take to be able to string together a young pro debut and then run through a career how you have? Because you've had over 20 fights at this point.
Yeah, so shout out to my team, shout out to my family. Like, they play a huge role in this. Like, just everybody, even like my girl, like always like throughout camps and everything. Like, it's camp, nobody knows, just like a lonely thing.
It's
like,
just you.
Ups and downs, like bad days, more bad days probably than good most of the time in training camp. So shout out to my family, my girl, everybody that's involved with just like even just keeping my mental, like, you know what I mean? But going back to what you were saying, it's been already 6 years, which people are like, yo, you're like a young vet. Like, you know what I mean? You've been in the game. And
I called you the young OG.
Yeah, so it's like, it's cool to definitely think about that, but to realize how much more that I'm
still ahead.
Yeah, and how much better I'm still getting. Shout out to my coach, Ronnie Shields, and the team at the gym and everybody.
Tell me about Ronnie. I always ask this question with a lot of these guys. What's something, and I don't want to hear the generic, well, he's a Hall of Famer, he's a smart guy. Tell me something that people would not know that you gained from working with Ronnie.
Just one thing that I loved, that I was always looking for in a coach, was consistency. And Ronnie is that. Like, that's, you know what you're going to get from Ronnie day in and day out. You know the gym's going to be open 8:45 in the morning for you to come in there, do your work. You know what you're going to get on the pad work. You know what you're going to get in the gym. You know what you're going to get in sparring. Like, you know what you're going to get from him on a daily basis, his attitude, everything. Like, you know what it's going to be. And that's what I've always looked for in a coach, because I feel like a lot of coaches, there's like, obviously coaches are human beings. Like, they have their you know what I mean?
They have their days.
Yeah, they have their days, but a lot of, like, people get comfortable, they get complacent, like, and him, like, he's been at the top for so long that, like,
sure.
And he's still doing it at the highest level, and for him to have the passion that he still has towards the game, even after everything he's accomplished, it's just a testament to just how much he loves the game, how much he appreciates the sweet science.
I've had Paulo describe it as structure.
Structure, exactly. Consistent and structure. Like that, everything is like that. Like if you guys are in the gym, you see, even with sparring, like
it's structured a certain way.
Structured a certain way. Like then you got other guys jumping in right after the sparring, doing their shadow boxing, getting their cups on, getting ready to spar. On regular training days, like I'm doing our rounds shadow boxing, you know where you're gonna go, you know what it's gonna be. Never in my life I had somebody wiping me down with a towel, giving me water after every round. Usually in Jersey, we'll be grabbing the water with
the gloves, trying to get it on,
you know what I mean, trying to get the lid off. Like everything is so
laid out the right way for you.
Structured, and professional.
Yeah.
And as a professional, you want to be treated as so. Like other sports, like boxing's got this, like. It's not like the other professional sports, like NFL. Like they have a facility, food. They have
the water boy.
Trainers, water boys, athletic staff. They got the equipment staff. Like boxing, you're really on your own.
Yeah. How are you gonna do it?
How are you? Yeah, you know what I mean. So you don't have nobody's unless you have sponsorships. Nobody's funding your camps. Nobody's funding your food. Nobody's funding what you got to do. Like. You're on your own.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the grind that goes into it, especially that you put in a lot of that grind to get it back out on the other end.
Yeah, and to know that I have a team like Ronnie, like my strength and conditioning coaches, like my family, like everyone involved that is behind me and willing to sacrifice for me and my dream. It means everything to me.
So tell me about April 17th, 2021.
April 17, 2021 was the day I lost to James Martin.
How does one approach a fight, or should I say post-fight, after having a loss?
I always tell people, and they look at me like I'm crazy. It was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Tell me why.
All the adversity, all the lows in your career are probably the greatest moments that you realize so much. Like really at that point, like we talked about, like I was knocking off guys, like just getting these guys out of there quick, fighting on Fox. Mind you, this was during COVID. Guys weren't fighting for years in COVID.
Right.
I was not even just saying it. Thank you to Al Heyman, I was probably the most active fighter.
I think you fought 6 times in that bubble.
I fought like 6 times, which was unheard of. Like I was fighting back to back. I was in the gym like every day, like Sunday to Sunday, like doing what I had to do. Like, so that fight, a lot went into that fight. I took my foot off the gas like a lot, and even during that camp, like I was getting these guys out of there, knocking these guys out. I actually bought this truck right here. Like I went and got a truck. I was 18? I think I was 18 or at 19 at the time.
19 years old.
And just immaturity. You know, immaturity. I had my own team was like, before the fight, they were like, I think we should pull out from this fight. Like, you know, I don't think that this is the right time, the right thing for us right now, especially what's going. Like, you're not ready for this. Not as a physical boxing standpoint, but just like you're not doing what you're like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no excuses for that. Like I took that fight and I was, nah, I'm doing this. I'm fighting. I don't like backing down from things. So that night was the best thing that could happen to me. Just because taught me a lot, inside and outside the ring.
You telling me how you took a loss and instead of it being a loss, you created it into being a lesson.
Definitely.
So it's like more so lesson learned as opposed to I lost.
Exactly.
You know, and I don't think a lot of people look at it that way. And even hearing you saying it's the best thing that happened to you, a lot of people don't know how to internalize it the best way to turn it into fuel.
Exactly.
You know, talk to me about the Coyle fight, man.
Coyle fight was another last few years of my life have been a little hectic, a little crazy, outside of boxing. I feel like I fought that fight more off emotion rather than using my skill standpoint. If I would use my skill standpoint, really, after the first and second round, I was like, oh, I'm going to get this guy out of here in like 5 rounds, you know what I mean? And then like you fall into like the crowd, you fall into like just falling into all your emotions rather than fighting this guy strategically and sticking to a game plan. And that's really what it was. I feel as though I still won the fight. I
thought so too.
But it just wasn't up to my standard of what I know I'm capable of and what I know I'm doing in the gym and the work I'm putting in and the time I'm sacrificing away. That's not the outcome and the result of my performance that I would want.
I mean, well, tell me, in your opinion, how do you differentiate the feeling for somebody who, let's say, casually, who's trying to learn the psyche of where you are, how do you differentiate a loss and a draw?
Yo, it's a weird feeling. I'm not gonna lie. I look at at a draw as like a loss as well, just because
it marks your record in the wrong way.
It marks my record in the wrong. Like it's not a win. Like anything that's not a win for me,
it's
like,
bad.
It looks like it feels like for me, it's like not good. Like you know what I mean, not good.
You knew you had a draw before they announced it.
Yeah, I knew I had a draw before. That's why if you
saw your face.
I talked to Carl Moretti before the cards came out, or before they announced the cards. I was like, what did they get? What was it? 6'4", 7'3", maybe. Especially me being signed with Top Rank, you know how boxing is. Like,
absolutely,
like,
you're the house guy.
Yeah, house guy. Like you would think that I would have got it, regardless. Even though I thought I did win, I was like, yeah, how'd they have a score? He goes, you got a draw. I just remember I just put my
had your hands on your head.
I was
like, oh my god.
I was like, come on, man. I was like, this. So whatever. They announced the draw. That's why when they announced it, I already had known like what it was. I would love to run that fight back because I know what I'm capable of. Obviously, I have a fight coming up.
21st.
June 21st with Kamil Gradzilak, 19-0. That's what I'm focused on fully right now.
When did you learn how to say his name?
Probably 2 days ago. Nah, yeah.
You can tell I've been watching you.
Yeah, so
he's like, I got this guy I'm fighting.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say his name, but I'm fighting him on the 21st.
Yeah, no, for sure. So he's got a deep amateur background.
Yeah, he's an experienced guy.
Experienced guy. He's been around. He's 19-0 for a reason. Might not have the punching power, but he's crafty.
Isn't he like Polish or something?
He's Polish, yeah. I'm Italian and Polish as well, which is cool. I'm sure a lot of Polish supporters will be in the building too.
Yeah. I'm gonna pack it out.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited.
So you got the big day coming up, June 21st. What are you doing differently? I mean, you don't got to give me the game plan. I'm not asking for the game plan, but what are you doing differently to approach this fight than you have in prior fights?
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I haven't been like smiling it and joking around in the gym and just enjoying like my process like in the last few years. Like I feel like it's
been work.
Like it's been work to me. Like I'm having fun again. Like I feel like that little kid in the gym that's able to come in, smile, just enjoy just being around all the guys in the gym. Enjoy just being where my 2 feet are.
For sure. I mean? Are you still to kind of live in the moment more?
Yeah, just live in the moment and just enjoy it. Like who is able to do what I'm doing? Like I'm out here going to the gym every day. That's what I got to do. Like that's obviously it's a tough thing, but like I'm 23 years old. I bought a house in Texas. Like
man, that's big time.
And I'm like, not many people are able to do with the things I'm doing. Like
since you say that, I gotta stop. I'm a Texas dude. Mm-hmm. What do you think about our beautiful Texas, man?
I like Texas. I like Texas.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's humid, but it's not Jersey.
For sure. That's home, right?
It's not Jersey. And obviously, I don't have my family and my girl and everybody down here with me, too. So it's like, it's tough. But, like, I love Texas. You guys got every fast food spot possible. That's what I'll say. But, yeah, I mean, Texas has brought me in, and people around here brought me in at like, it's home, too. So
I remember I was at the gym. I was at Ronnie's gym, and I think I seen you either get in the truck or out the truck. And I thought to myself, he doesn't know how Texas he looks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
I said, yeah, they got you. Yeah. You a Texas boy now. Yeah. Welcome to the club.
I just need some swingers.
There you go. Get you some swingers, man, so you can come down.
Shout out Big Nick.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you seeing the culture out here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's real cool, and I get an opportunity to interact with guys that are from not here, that come here, because they get to see that it's a completely different culture from wherever you come from. It's a different place. It's a melting pot.
Texans, you guys take pride in Texas. Like, you guys are like your own country out here.
Absolutely. Technically, it kind of is,
like,
you know.
I forget. I saw something in Walmart. It was like something that usually would end in like USA. It was like Texas.
Yeah. That's us. That's us. I think a lot of people, because it's a different living experience. I mean, you even in the area that you at. I mean, it's very Texas. You know what I'm saying? It just has a real country vibe, although it's not. It's the city, but it's country.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Houston. I don't get that country like vibe.
Nah. They think we out here riding horses to the corner store.
See, like I don't. That's not the vibe, which I like Houston for. Like I've been to Dallas. Like I've been like there's not as many like guys like walking around with like cowboy hats. I feel like it's more like
you got to go to the to the country or in the hood to get there. I mean, because
sure.
I mean, I've gone places where I'll be at the store and there's a guy on a horse. Like, I'm like, wow, you just had no other way to get here today, huh? Yeah, you tie him up to the bike rack, don't you? Yeah, I see. But man, I think where you going, man, is crazy. You 23. You've got all kind of records that you've set. You've dealt with a lot of, we call it lessons earlier in the game, and I think a upside to it is that we're watching guys deal with those type of lessons in the latter points of their year, in their career.
Mm-hmm.
With you've accumulated all kind of experience and lessons learned early.
Yeah.
I think that makes for a real dynamic career. You know what I'm saying? I think you got a lot going on. What part does your pops play in the game that you are at today?
Yeah, he's like backbone to like a lot of to everything that's been going on. Like on the business side of it, just everything. Like he plays such a huge role in my career, and I wouldn't be in this position without him. Man, he means everything to my career and just to me as a person as well.
You said the B word. I gotta get you to give me some expression on it. How important is it for a fighter to know his business?
This boxing game is the most dirty game probably in sports, in just the business world in general. You know what I mean? You don't know, most fighters don't even know what money's really on the table for their fights. Like they don't, everything, contracts, like your fights, like even just as far as like on fight week, getting in your van having your own van going over, not being with 10 different, like, you know what I mean? Just little things.
For sure.
Like being treated as the star that you are and the fighter that you are and the professional that you are. All that stuff plays a factor. Like, and for me, having him there to be able to handle a lot of my stuff and me not having to be the mouthpiece and him being able to talk and do what's got to be done for me. He acts as like a manager to me. For me, and yeah, I mean he's done so much for my career, and just since I'm 7 years old and now to when I'm 23.
I think a lot of guys overlook, you know, I got skills, or man, I got a nice right, or I got this or I got that, but
yeah, it's just so much bigger than just being able to fight. I know some of the greatest, sharpest fighters that never get noticed. And it's disgusting because it's like, yo, I know that these guys, and even guys that are working hard, like not even just with the talent that don't put in the work, like they're putting in the work and they got the talent. And just because like they don't have the right people around them, they're not putting the right scenarios, the right timing, the right situations, that they don't get to probably where they're really supposed to get to.
Man, you dropping some gems, Vito.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, that's why I refer to you as Vito, the young OG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got a lot of game out of the game of boxing that a lot of people either overlook or don't get a chance to encounter to learn it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and plug your fight that's coming up on the 21st. I mean, however the script say you got to say it, because I know we on some we just chopping it up, having a conversation. How does it say? You know, tune in. How does that go?
Yeah, so we're back June 21st, White Magic show back in Jersey at the Prudential Center. June 21st, live on ESPN Plus. We got a stacked night of fights, top to bottom. Man, great fights, top to bottom. To be honest, probably co-main event that could be a main event. Brandon Lee, Jahai Tucker versus Lorenzo Simpson, my brother. Great night of fights. You don't want to miss it. Be there in person. Get your tickets or tune in to ESPN Plus. You don't want to miss it.
Man, we couldn't have done it better on TV. Hey, man, that's it, man. It's your boy Mo City Menis, and we here with White Magic, Vito Mielnicki, and this is how we do it, baby. Bringing the heat from the ring to the streets. Holla at me.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Vito.
What's going on, guys? It's Vito Mielnicki Jr., and you're tuned in to Bringing the Heat.